Rhode Island. We'll take you through the tragic event.
Plus, a curling controversy, how a scandal is breaking the ice at the 2026 Winter Olympics.
And later on, we'll take you to a camp centered around training and building up the big fellas on the front lines of the gridiron.
These stories and more ahead on UMTV News, and it starts right now.
Good afternoon and welcome to UMTV News. It's Tuesday, February 18th. I'm Rick Court.
And I'm Jimena Hidalgo. Thank you for joining us. The ongoing stalemate between congressional Democrats and President Trump's allies has resulted in the third government shutdown in Trump's second term. On Saturday, a partial government shutdown began as congressional Democrats have refused to supply the Department of Homeland Security with its requested funding. This comes as protesters have taken to the streets around the country. They are rallying against ICE and the DHS ICE agents killed ICE agents killed 2 U.S. citizens in Minneapolis last month. The organizations affected will be those under the DHS umbrella, including the Transportation Security Administration, the U.S. Coast Guard, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. The work of ICE and CBP will continue unaffected, thanks to billions of dollars in funding from Trump's 2025 tax and spending cut law. Since neither side has shown any willingness to compromise, the partial shutdown will continue indefinitely.
Rhode Island authorities say 2 people have been killed in a shooting at a hockey arena. 3 people were wounded and reported in critical condition. Police say the suspected gunman entered the arena to watch the game, and they say that suspect is also dead. A youth hockey game at this arena turned deadly Monday afternoon. It took place in Pawtucket, just north of Providence, Rhode Island. Officials say the gunman died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound after firing shots.
It was like pop, pop, and I thought it was balloons, but it just kept going, and it was actually gunshots. And after the gunshots, me and my teammates ran right to the locker room, and we just bunkered up.
We have 3 deceased, the suspect, and then we have 2 victims. And then we have 3 at the hospital that were part of the incident that, no, they were not trampled, that they were shot.
Officials say the gunman appears to have been targeting members of his own family.
You could see some of the parents watching the players kind of roam and could feel and ask them, how are you doing? And you could see the tears starting to come down and the parents hugging their kids.
The shooting rattling an already on-edge community. The hockey rink is about 5 miles north of Brown University's engineering building, where a 48-year-old man killed 2 students and wounded 9 other people in December.
This is devastating. You know, you hear about an event that happened very similar 2 months ago at Brown. It's so shocking. You know, it's heartbreaking.
After the shooting, Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee said in a statement online, "I am praying for Pawtucket and everyone involved." There is no official word yet on the identities of the victims. Police say they have interviewed at least 100 people so far and credited a Good Samaritan for helping to quell the situation. The Gun Violence Archive says the shooting was the 41st since the beginning of 2026.
Civil rights movement leader Jesse Jackson has died. The Baptist minister and 2-time presidential candidate passed peacefully this morning, surrounded by his loved ones. According to a statement released by his family, Jackson was a key figure in advancing the civil rights movement following the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. According to his nonprofit called the Rainbow Push Coalition, he was suffering from progressive supranuclear palsy and Parkinson's for over a decade. Jesse Jackson was 84 years old.
Former CNN host turned independent journalist Don Lemon has pleaded not guilty to federal civil rights charges. Lemon was indicted alongside several others over a January 18th demonstration at a church in Minnesota, where a local ICE official serves as a pastor.
Let's just say this isn't just about me, this is about all journalists, especially here in the United States. First off, I'd like to thank everyone again for their support, to my colleagues, countless journalists around the world, the Lemon Nation, my family and my friends. You all have showed up for me in a real way. And
Others face allegations of violating a federal law, but have denied the charges.
For more than 40 years, one organization in Miami has helped children dealing with traumatic situations. Amanda Mohammed is live to tell us more on what the organization does to reshape the lives of hundreds of children each year. Amanda?
Of its kind in Miami-Dade County. Humana Atlas of Miami Bridge is the only organization of its kind in Miami-Dade County providing 24/7 shelter to children ages 10 to 17. And with shelters in both the Allapattah and Homestead neighborhoods of Miami, Miami Bridge provides housing and essential resources with the goal of keeping young children out of the juvenile justice system. Now, these children come from various different circumstances, ranging from DCF and foster care systems to domestic incidents and even homelessness. I had a chance to learn how Miami Bridge changed one teenager's life. 17-year-old Keston Dixon prides himself on his strong grades and attendance as a junior in high school.
I'll be trying to get in my classes a little bit too early, because I don't be trying to be late. I don't want to be late.
But just a few months ago, Keston was not showing up at all.
The path I was going down, I wasn't on the right path. Like, I probably was going to be in jail. I was just in the streets.
Keston was asked to leave home and then realized he needed redirection. That's when he turned to Miami Bridge, a 24/7 emergency youth shelter serving children ages 10 to 17. The organization houses up to 40 children in 2 locations in Miami-Dade County, many of them runaways, homeless, or experiencing family crisis.
A lot of times when kids come in, they're feeling hopeless. That's a trend that we see, really hopeless. They don't want to go to school.
Chronic absenteeism is defined as missing 10% or more of the school year, and statistics show it has been rising statewide. According to the Florida Department of Education, nearly 1/3 of students in some districts have been chronically absent in recent years. This trend is linked strongly to academic failure, dropout rate, and juvenile justice involvement. Miami Bridge requires every resident to attend school. The shelter provides daily transportation, tutoring, and on-site counseling.
Our job while they're here is to restore hope in them and remind them that you are important.
For Samantha Roberts, that mission is personal.
When I was a youth, a teenager, I had a lot of behavior issues and I was in a facility like this. So to this day, I remember the exact staff, their names, like Miss Kate, Mr. Money. Me working here is kind of like a full circle moment for me.
Staff says the goal is stabilization, helping the children return home when possible or transition safely into foster care or other services. For Keston, it has made all the difference.
Like, instead of getting mad fast, I could talk myself down to the point where I could just relax.
And Keston hopes to one day return the favor.
When I leave, I definitely got to come back to show them love, because they showed me love too. Like, they really take care of me and make sure I'm okay. I feel like it's one big family here.
It's organizations like Miami Bridge that contribute to the almost 40% of children in Florida that reunite with their families. If you would like to learn more about Miami Bridge and their programs, you can visit their website, miamibridge.org. Live for UMTV, Amanda Mohammed.
Thank you, Amanda. It's time for a short break, but coming up next on UMTV News, we have details on a curling controversy in Milan in men's match last Friday. Find out what has Sweden up in arms. And one football coach is giving back to the younger generation of football players. All this and more after the break.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Cheating conspiracies are taking the curling world by storm at the Milano Cortina Winter Olympics. The Swedish men's curling team accused the Canadian side of illegally touching the curling stone in a round-robin match last Friday. The two sides got in a screaming match over the ice regarding the rumored illegal tap of the stone after the release line, otherwise known as the hog line. Canada did not take a penalty and would go on to win the match 8-6. Canada's captain Mark Kennedy clapped back at Sweden, accusing them of filming teams at the hog line, trying to catch teams in an act of potential cheating. After the match, Kennedy told reporters that this was planned right from the word go yesterday. It was kind of evidence that something was going on and they were trying to catch us in an act.
The offensive line was a key factor in the successful season for the Miami Hurricanes. but they still don't get much glory. Reporter Mia Hausman joins us now with a story that is trying to flip that script. Mia?
Wrigley, last weekend I got a chance to meet Mike Montero, a coach who is squaring up to the lack of offensive lineman training in South Florida. Through practices and TikTok videos, Montero is driving his mission forward, one snap at a time.
Go! Go! Come on, drive, good!
On game day, it's usually the quarterbacks and wide receivers who steal the spotlight. But on this field, the focus starts up front.
Offensive lineman is, you need 5 people to do one job, and I feel like that's like a super cool thing that a lot of other positions or a lot of other sports don't have. You have to know exactly what you need to do on every play, and you have to trust someone else that they're going to do their job.
For Michael Montero, the offensive line isn't just a position, it's a brotherhood, and it's one he believes deserves more recognition.
The big guys don't get that much love. Down here, speed kills. Offensive lineman is such a niche thing, and I think it's educating other coaches on how to teach it as well. I don't think a lot of the coaches know how to teach it yet.
After playing center at Florida International University, Montero is ready to pass that experience on and hopes to create opportunities for the next generation of O-lines.
I played at a high level, and it was a great thing. I loved it every second of it. So if I can help another kid have that, that's enough for me.
He's built a camp that goes beyond technique. It's equally about mindset.
But like my biggest thing learning from him is how to go about football when things aren't going how you expect it to go. You know, he had a couple of adversity moments that he had to battle through, and I think I'm battling through the same thing. So,
in a sport that is so focused on statistics and success paths, Montero has made a space for young men to grow personally and professionally at the same time.
Man, he just taught me always be the best as you can as a person. I come out here just to learn, because obviously I'm not perfect. I can always be better as a person, and I always be better as a football player.
Next time you're watching a football game, watch the offensive line. You might come to the same conclusion I did. The game would be nothing without them. Montero hosts practices in Tropical Park every weekend, but if you're looking for quick tips, you can follow him on TikTok at Crafting Lineman Mike. In Coral Gables, I'm Mia Hausman.
Thank you, Mia. And finally, if you spent Valentine's Day on your own, your perfect match may not be at a bar or a club, but waiting at the local animal shelter. Miami-Dade Animal Services Valentine's Day event last week at Lincoln's Beard Brewery to show off their most eligible podulars. Young singles and families alike were able to meet 4 of the shelter's recent admitted residents and learn more about adoption and foster programs. The shelter waived adoption fees for pets over 4 months old in the weeks leading up to Valentine's Day, leaving the cost for adoption for these furry lovers at just $30 for a rabies tag. Every adopted pet comes sterilized, vaccinated, and microchipped. Recent foster families at the event looking for a forever family for their dog encourage others to keep their hearts open and visit the shelter.
There's just so many beautiful dogs there. You think that the shelter is full of just like unwanted dogs, but there are just so many beautiful dogs, and people have to give it a chance. Just walk in for themselves and see all the options there are. And I just think if people try that, they might, adopt.
Animal Services Department is a no-kill shelter. The event coordinator said this was part of a larger initiative to address an ongoing overpopulation crisis. The department hosts adoption events daily across the Miami metropolitan area.
Well, Amanda, I have a dog at home back in Chicago. Can't recommend it enough.
I don't, but honestly, after this, for $30, I might go to the shelter myself.
Well, that's all the time we have on this edition of UMTV News. Thanks for joining us.
We will be back next week, same time, same place. Have a good night.